So now we want to be able to interact with this pentagram. So how we can do that? We can just create a blueprint pentagram where we will add a sphere collision and we will place it on top of that pentagram and it will work fine. So let's do that. We can go to content, main, interactable actors, and here we will just create blueprint class of type of parent class actor. It will be BP underscore pentagram. Now let's open it up. And first of all, let's go to the viewport where we will add our sphere collision and search for sphere. And here we have this sphere collision. First of all, we will change this sphere radius to 95, so it'll be a little bit bigger. And we can also change line thickness to 1 so it is visible. And it will be not visible. It won't be visible in the game, but just for placing this in the world, it'll be just a little bit easier to see when the line thickness is set to 1. So we can go to level game, and we can now just grab this BP pentagram. And as you can see, this 95 is perfectly fitting to this pentagram decal that we have here. And what we can do to place this perfectly in the center of this decal, we can just click on the decal and we can just copy this location. Now select the actual blueprint and paste the location. It'll be exactly in the middle. And this pentagram texture material is not perfectly symmetrical, so it will never be perfect, but I think that 95 for the sphere collision is pretty good. So let's go back to this BP pentagram where we need to add blueprint interface for our interactions. But before that, let's just close these materials for pentagram. We don't need that anymore. So let's just go to class settings, and here we have implemented interfaces. So let's just search for BPI interaction. And now you should see this on interact function right here. So if we double click on that and delete these unnecessary nodes, we can actually start working on the code for this. So first of all, we will save a reference for the player that will be very useful later. So let's just promote this to a variable called player reference. And before we actually burn the pages, we need to make sure that every page was collected. And so to do that, we can just get our game mode reference, which we have inside our player, get game mode reference. And here we can just save this because it will also be useful later. So game mode reference, just like that. And now from this game mode reference, what we can do is we can just get pages left. Remember, we've created that variable inside this game mode So now if the pages left variable is equal to 0, so it means that we've collected every page, we can create a branch and we will continue from here. But if our pages were not collected yet, what we can do is from player reference, we can just get main UI reference, and we can use this function called display text that we were using to display different informations on the screen. And now here we can type whatever we want. So I will type something like I need to find every page first. Okay, so now if we just right click and do play from here, and if we will interact with the pentagram, which we can't do because I forgot that we need to change the collision of that sphere, because now our interaction trace does not trace this collision. So we need to go down to collision settings where we will just do custom. We will ignore everything except our visibility. And here we need to change this from no collision to query only. And now we should be able to interact with this pentagram, which we can do, as you can see. And it should say that I need to find every page first before we actually burn them.